Yo, what is up, guys? Joker bringing you another video for the 3.26 Mercenaries of Trathis League, going over the second strategy in our Road to Mirror series, and that's going to be some good old Legion Dunes. We're going to be running a Legion Scarab of Eternal Conflict. This allows us to break out the Legion multiple times, essentially turning mobs into loot pinatas. We are taking a Legion Scarab of Officers to add 5 additional sergeants, which are essentially our loot pinatas, so we're adding more of them. And then we're taking 2 legions to add 2 additional legion counters to our map. We're also taking Legion on the map device to add an additional 2 legions. And because we have a 100% chance on the Atlas itself, we have an additional legion. So our maps are going to have 5 legions per map. I misspoke last video when I said you were going to have 9 harbingers. I wasn't counting the free one you get from the map. You actually had 10 harbingers in the map, but this is a different strategy, right? Looking at the Atlas tree, it looks like this. We're grabbing a lot of the same nodes with the Scarab nodes and the mapping nodes because we have to sustain more maps, plus T16.5s are fairly expensive, and so are T17s. So we're grabbing those, and then we're grabbing the Scarab nodes because a lot of Scarabs are actually worth a decent chunk. Even Scarabs that were normally worth nothing, like the Cartography Scarab of of Risk, which was previously in leagues like 1C. It's now skyrocketing because it's one of the most lucrative things to run on like 12 mod T17 maps, right? So a bunch of Scarabs that don't normally have value this league. That's why we're going to be taking Scarabs for the majority of the strategies. Then from that, we're essentially just taking all of the Legion nodes like I was mentioning. That way we get the 100% chance to give us an extra Legion. We have Protract Battle, where the Legion lasts for longer. Since we're able to break out Legions more than once, the longer the Legion lasts, the better. It gives us more time to break it. Then we have Chain of Command. This is turning our Sergeants into loot pinatas like I was mentioning. We have the emblematic to turn our splinters into raw emblems. A lot of the raw emblems aren't worth a lot, but it is still giving you a little extra currency here and there, since majority of the emblems are still about 2C each. And then you have the Templar emblem and the Maraketh emblem that are like 16 to 20C each. We have war supplies to add additional war hordes, just additional loot. Plus, the war hordes are going to explode, unlocking some of the mobs in their radius as well. Then we have face off. Honestly, you really don't need face off. It's just giving you the generals, which is additional splinters, which is additional money, right? If you don't want to kill the generals, you really don't have to take face off. Then we have logistical support. This is giving our mobs just more loot, right? Legion monsters in your maps, which have rewards, have 10% chance to gain 2 additional rewards, and if not, have a 20% chance to gain an additional reward. So we are just turning our Legion into a bunch of loot pinatas. This strategy is primarily really good for printing a lot of just raw divines. And then we have pillaged treasures. Legion chests in your maps contain an additional random reward. Once again, just more rewards. Legion is notorious for giving you a whole bunch of different rewards, right? If we go ahead and look at my stash, we have a bunch of fossils. I have not been in Delve at all. You get a bunch of essence. I haven't been farming essence. You get a bunch of everything, right? Legion just pumps out so much random generic loot. Now, there is one more thing that we are doing. We have Mesa scryed onto Dunes, giving us the Fortunate card. You can scry whatever you want onto it. Usually with a strategy like this, like Legion, you want to scry a good div card onto the map that you're going to be running, because it's just additional currency that you're going to be receiving. I believe that is everything. Apart from that, I've noticed that the Amplified Architects actually works relatively well with the Legion Sergeants because they have usually several modifiers on them. So, in addition to them dropping their rewards, they usually do drop scarabs for me as well. We're still taking Chittering Champions because we are still killing the the map boss. Um, One thing you'll notice is we are not running Eater or Exarch altars. You can spec out of some of the Scarab nodes or some of the mapping nodes or some of the nodes that you feel are unnecessary and put that into either the Searing Exarch or the Eater. Personally, I'm not doing it because of the fact that I don't have much time to interact with the altars. Like, I'm usually just always popping all of the legions and then I'm leaving the map. I'm not interacting with any of the altars. I am still clicking the Searing Exarch influence on the map because it is still giving me, it is still going to give me the invitations, right? And the incandescent invitation right now is going up in price, but it's 53C currently. So once again, that's just an additional reward that you're going to get every 28 maps. We went ahead and we did the same thing as last time, and we bought 60 sets. I believe 60 sets, 60 maps worth will be enough to go ahead and get me the 23 div I need for the next mirror shard. If it is not, I'll just go ahead and I'll buy more until I need to until I meet the requirement, right? Looking here, we have some scarabs left over anyways, and with this strategy, we do sustain a decent chunk of the scarabs because we have a 154% chance, I believe it is, for scarabs to drop as Legion scarabs because of all the Legion nodes we're taking on the map device. So, with that long winded intro out of the way, let's go ahead and start running these 60 maps and then come back with the results and buy our second mirror shard. Real quick, one more thing that I wanted to add is we actually are going to be using our incubators because ornate incubators are notorious for dropping divines. So we're going to go ahead and be using those. We're going to be using our skitterings. We're going to be using the ones that give Calguran currency just because it is just free additional currency you're going to be making while running these maps anyways, because breaking the legions actually does count as multiple mobs. It does seem like, even if it doesn't, you're breaking 5 legions out plus you're clearing a map, so on average you are killing a lot of mobs per map. Also, this was actually loot from one map. We ran one map so far, so let's go into the second one. Okay, so we're getting way too many emblems, and I don't want to grab another quad tab. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to sell the emblems, and I'm going to throw the currency in here. Okay, so we are about 40 maps in. This is what the stash is looking like. What we started doing is we started selling items and just converting them into divines. One, to kind of show you that the stuff will sell, and two, it saves a lot of stash space. So this bottom stack of divines is divines we've made from selling items so far. And then this top one is ones that have dropped. So overall, we've gotten 15 in just div, and we do still have a lot of stuff to sell. I'm about to hop on stream and finish these maps up. Like I said, we have 19 left, and then we'll be able to go ahead and render this video and get it uploaded to YouTube. But if you want to stop by, twitch.tv/Joker_Khrono. I stream 3 to 5 times a week. I'm trying to be more consistent about it, and that's where I'm going to be running these strategies live. So if you have any questions about them, you can stop by there. But let's get back to farming. All right, executive decision. We're going to stop farming Legion. We've made well over our mirror shard from it. If we go ahead and price check the tab, it says 63 div. Oh, I do apologize. My vicious projectiles is in here. We take that out. How much was that adding to the tab? It was showing 2.9. We take that out and we should be able to refresh it. Okay, so it didn't refresh, but with our filter, which is taking out a bunch of stuff that we wouldn't be selling, like the incubators, like small currencies, the splinters, I went through and grabbed a bunch of stuff that I don't plan on selling anyways and unchecked them. So it says we have 56 div in here, and we have 18 raw div. So we're going to go ahead and cash out. We still have some emblems selling as well. We are going to buy our second mirror shard. And the main reason for this is I was honestly getting bored of Legion, and the point of the series is to show you guys that you can run many different types of strategies and they will be viable, and you can essentially stop them whenever you want and try another one. So the next thing that we're going to be running is going to be Blight in Toxic Sewers, because I do believe all of the oils are still worth a decent bit. Yeah, golden oils are 126, silver or 39C, opalescent or 17, like tainted or 65. So yeah, oils are still worth a decent chunk, and I'm assuming blight maps are as well. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. Like I said previously, I'm going to be trying to stream most of this on twitch.tv/Joker_Khrono. And yeah, I believe that's it. Until next time, take care.